This is Nightline and I am Nadia Azmi. News making the headlines. All 27 deputy ministers sworn in before King. And 5 working papers to combat cost of living to be tabled in a call meeting. All the 27 deputy ministers of the unity government have been sworn in before Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah. The ceremony was held at Balairong Sri Istana Negara at 3 p.m. on Saturday. The deputy ministers took their oaths of office, loyalty and secrecy before signing the official documents on their appointment, witnessed by Chief Justice Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat and Chief Secretary to the Government Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim and his wife, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, were also present to witness the ceremony. Also in attendance were the 2 Deputy Prime Ministers, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zaid Hamidi and Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof, who were accompanied by their wives. The oath-taking ceremony saw the Deputy Ministers being divided into 4 groups, with the first group led by the 2 Deputy Finance Ministers, namely UMNO Secretary-General Datuk Sri Ahmad Maslan and DAP National Organising Secretary Stephen Sim Chi Keong. The lineup of deputy ministers in the unity government was unveiled by Datuk Sri Anwar in a televised press conference on Friday night. Earlier on Saturday, 2 of the deputy ministers, PKR Vice President K. Saraswati and the party's former Wanita Chief Fuzia Saleh, who are not members of parliament, took their oath as senators before Dewan Negara President Tan Sri Dr. Rais Yatib ahead of the swearing-in ceremony before the King. Sabah BERSATU leaders have decided to quit the party en-masse on Saturday. Gabungan Rakyat Sabah GRS Chairman Datuk Sri Haji Noor, who was Sabah BERSATU chief, said the decision was made after taking into consideration the current political situation in the country. In a statement, Datuk Sri Haji, who is also Sabah Chief Minister, said the unanimous decision was made in the interest of the state, for the sake of unity, as well as to fulfill the Rakyat's wish and aspiration for the state leaders to continue the fight and struggle under the auspices of a local party. Moving forward, the group will form a new local party, but in the meantime, they will collectively be members of GRS. They also pledged their full support to the unity government and expressed their confidence in Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's leadership and wisdom to lead the country. Datuk Sri Haji added the decision to leave BERSATU is based on the premise that the status quo is no longer tenable. This is because at the federal level, BERSATU is in the opposition while GRS is part of the unity government. He also pointed out that their commitment together with Sarawak as the Borneo bloc was to be the voice of the people and to see that the Malaysia Agreement 1963 MA63 be fully implemented. Meanwhile, political analyst Professor Wong Chin Huat said the exodus of Sabah BERSATU leaders may not trigger the country's new anti-hopping law introduced to prevent elected representatives from switching parties. This as the Sabah BERSATU leaders contested in the 15th general election GE15 under the GRS banner.
This is actually a replay of what happened 4 years ago on 12th of December 2018. Then, roughly the same groups of leaders pull out from UMNO Sabah to join later the new federal government. So this is happening now because in Sabah, politicians would like to be on the winner's side. And this would leave PN in Sabah with one MP, that's Ronald Kendi, who contested and won under PN ticket. And so PN would be rather insignificant in Sabah now. At the federal level, that's mean PN, with the exceptions of one MP each from Sabah and Sarawak, will be reduced to a mono-ethnic opposition coalition consisting of PAS and BERSATU. The meltdown of BERSATU Sabah may push PN to take a more radical line, since they would have lesser prospect of winning back power in the immediate future.
In the meantime, BERSATU Secretary General Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin has been named by Perikatan Nasional as the parliamentary opposition leader in the Dewan Rakyat. PAS Secretary General Datuk Seri Taqiyuddin Hassan confirmed the matter on Saturday. He added BERSATU President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has been appointed as Chief of PN's Members of Parliament, while PAS President Tan Sri Abdul Hadi Awang will be his deputy in the lower house. The Kota Baru Member of Parliament also said that he had been appointed as a whip for PN. He noted that PN had also submitted the opposition leader's name to Parliament recently. On the proposed names of the new Dewan Rakyat Speaker and Deputy, Datuk Seri Taqiyuddin said PN had already made a decision on the matter. However, the coalition's nominees would be announced later by its chairman. Five papers involving the cost of living issue will be tabled at the special meeting of the National Action Council on Cost of Living NACOL this Tuesday. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Datuk Seri Salahuddin Ayub said the tabling of the papers was important to ensure that the committee could find a solution to the rising cost of living issue.
Selepas mesyuarat NACOL itu nanti barulah kita akan beritahu apakah keputusan-keputusan yang telah dicapai. Kerana isu kos sara hidup ini memang menjadi suatu topik ataupun perbincangan yang sangat panas, hot issue pada ketika ini. Dan ianya menjadi visi besar Yang Amat Berhormat Menteri seawal beliau mengangkat sumpah.
Datuk Seri Salahuddin said this to the media after officiating a circumcision program at Al-Mizan Kempas Baru Mosque in Johor Bahru on Friday. The meeting, which will be chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, involves 15 ministries, namely the Transport Ministry, the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry, as well as the Science, Technology and Innovation Ministry. Datuk Seri Salahuddin also said that his ministry will meet with the Agriculture and Food Security Ministry after the meeting to coordinate the food supply issue more carefully. He also said his ministry would meet chicken and egg industry players to get a true picture of the situation, especially involving normal grade chicken eggs and subsidized cooking oil. The Littoral Combat Ship LCS project will continue, but subject to a review. Defence Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan said he will get a detailed briefing on the matter by the relevant parties sued to get a clearer picture of the multi-billion ringgit project, which had been hit by delays.
Untuk kita pastikan supaya kapal-kapal ini dapat kita bina. No point talking about history, but apa yang nak kita capai? Ya, itu yang penting kerana ini merupakan aset tentera strategi bagi Angkatan Tentera Malaysia. You put so many people in jail, so no point, but we have to concentrate.
Datuk Seri Muhammad told this to the media at a press conference after attending a graduation ceremony at the National Centre for Defence Studies in Putrajaya on Saturday. He also said he would work with the ministry leadership to ensure the frigates were built and delivered in the best way possible. On Friday, Eastern Fleet Commander Vice Admiral Datuk Sabri Zali said that he hoped the new government would make the LCS project among its priorities to strengthen the capability of the Royal Malaysian Navy in protecting the country's waters. Previously, former Defence Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein reportedly said the first littoral combat ship was expected to be ready within 2 years. The school session for the academic calendar 2023-2024 will start from March 19th, 2023 until March 9th, 2024 for schools in Group A states involving Johor, Kedah, Kelantan and Terengganu. For Group B states, namely Klang Valley, Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, the school session will start from March 20th, 2023 until March 10th, 2024. In a statement on Saturday, the Education Ministry said the school session will be maintained in March 2023 to ensure compliance with the Education Regulations 1998 Amendment 2021, which stipulate that the number of school days in the academic calendar should not be less than 190 days. The ministry added it also took note of suggestions from several parties for the start of the new school year session to be reverted to January. It also said that the matter could be implemented by gradually shortening the school holidays starting from 2023 until 2026. However, the ministry decided to postpone the proposal to minimize the impact on the relevant parties. Meanwhile, new Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq has called for calm from the people as she works towards mapping out the country's education direction. She added that she will announce the ministry's stance on several key education-related issues in a special press conference next week. According to Fadlina, she is currently in the process of listening and gathering views from all parties concerning issues surrounding the national education system.
Maknanya sekarang ini adalah proses untuk saya mendengar, mengambil pandangan dan kritikan dan juga konsultasi. Jadi konsultasi ini saya fikir sangat penting kerana ini adalah kementerian yang cukup besar. Jadi konsultasi bersama pasukan khususnya KSU dan juga pasukan Ketua Pengarah Pendidikan Malaysia dan juga daripada pandangan-pandangan guru-guru sendiri dan stakeholders. Maknanya kita punya pemegang paruh pendidikan, ibu bapa, guru.
The minister, who is also Nibung Tebal Member of Parliament, was met after attending the Khatan Perdana program, which was officiated by Chief Minister Chow Kon Yeow in Jawi on Saturday. She said this in response to calls from various parties, especially parents, for her to take immediate actions to improve the country's education system, as well as issues concerning the abolition of UPSR and PMR examinations. In another development, Fadlina congratulated and welcomed the appointment of Tanjung MP Lim Hui Ying as the Deputy Education Minister. She also believed that the appointment announced by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim on Friday was one of the measures to ensure that the education sector is on track towards excellence. Still to come on Nightline, Twitter to remove 1.5 billion inactive accounts. Twitter will soon begin to remove 1.5 billion inactive accounts. In announcing the matter, the new owner and CEO of the social media company, Elon Musk, said Twitter will soon start freeing the namespace of 1.5 billion accounts which have no tweets and no logins for years. The company, however, did not provide exact details on how it would tag accounts for deletion. The move follows Musk's confirmation in November that he will purge accounts that have not been active in the last 15 years. Previously, Musk also announced that Twitter has begun removing spam accounts, an issue he had strongly raised before buying Twitter for $44 billion at the end of October. Hong Kong tycoon and democracy campaigner Jimmy Lai was sentenced on Saturday to 5 years and 9 months in prison for fraud and was convicted of violating a lease contract for the headquarters of a liberal newspaper he used to run. The 75-year-old was found guilty of 2 counts of fraud for covering up the operations of a private company, Deco Consultants, at the headquarters of the now-shuttered Apple Daily newspaper in what was ruled a breach of its land lease. Along with a jail sentence, Lai was also fined 2 million Hong Kong dollars and disqualified as a company director for 8 years. District Court Judge Stanley Chan, in the judgment on Saturday, said the violations, which he called organised and planned, took place over the period of 2 decades, and Lai had acted under the protected umbrella of a media organisation. The judge, however, deducted 3 months from his sentence, as Lai had acknowledged much of the prosecution's case. Malaysia's challenge at 2022 BWF World Tour Finals ends. Sports when we return.
Jom ke kali.
Sports badminton, the 2022 World Tour Finals. The country's last hope of reaching the finals was lost after the national professional mixed doubles pair Tan Kian Meng Lai Pei Jing failed to advance in Bangkok, Thailand. Kian Meng Pei Jing, who easily beat Thailand's Supat Jomko Supiswara Paes Sampran 21-17, 22-20 on Friday, were no match for China's Zheng Siwei Huang Yaqiong in the semi-final. The world number 8 pair lost the first set 10-21 and tried to make a comeback in the second but succumbed 15-21. Earlier national professional men's doubles duo Ong Yu Sin, Teo Yi were also eliminated after losing in a fierce battle to Indonesian veterans Muhammad Ahsan, Hendra Setiawan 17-21, 21-13, 21-19. After finishing top of Group A, world number 8 Yu Sin Yi held the lead consistently in the first set, but the Indonesians dominated in the second and forced the match into the deciding third set. It was neck and neck in the end, with the score coming to 19-19, but it was the Indonesians that won in the end in a match that went on for 53 minutes.
Ayo semarakkan sokongan anda untuk Harimau Malaya. Siri persahabatan antarabangsa. Secara langsung hanya di TV9 dan Astro 149.
On to football, the 2022 World Cup. Argentina will face Croatia in the semi-finals after beating the Netherlands 4-3 on penalties following a thrilling 2-2 extra time draw on a night of high World Cup drama. Argentina opened the scoring in the 35th minute, courtesy of a strike from Nahuel Molina, and doubled their advantage with less than 20 minutes to go, courtesy of a penalty from Lionel Messi. Messi's 10th goal at a World Cup looked like it would be enough, but the Dutch had other ideas when substitute Wout Weghorst headed home a cross from fellow substitute Steven Berghuis with 7 minutes of normal time remaining to give the Netherlands hope. Argentina maintained their lead till the 90th minute, but things took a dramatic turn when the Netherlands were awarded a free kick and Weghorst scored a last-minute equaliser to make it 2-2, taking the game to extra time. With neither side able to find the winner in those extra 30 minutes, the match was decided on penalties, and Argentina goalkeeper Emi Martinez made himself the hero after saving 2 Dutch spot kicks. Lauro Martinez then blasted home the decisive penalty to secure Argentina a semi-final with Croatia on Tuesday. Earlier in another match, Croatia stunned favourites Brazil to reach the semi-finals on Friday, winning 4-2 on penalties after a nail-biting last 8 tie finished 1-1 at the end of extra time. Marquinhos missed the crucial spot kick in the shootout, hitting the post when he had to score to keep Brazil in it after Rodrigo's earlier attempt had been saved by goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic, and Croatia converted all 4 penalties. It was a remarkable turnaround after Brazil had looked set for victory when Neymar opened the scoring with a wonderful strike midway through extra time. But Bruno Petkovic hit back at the other end in the 117th minute for Croatia to force a shootout. As Croatia advanced to the last 4, Brazil will have to wait at least another 4 years before winning a record-extending 6th title. Coming up, investigation underway for alleged AirAsia data breach. The Communications and Digital Ministry views seriously the allegation of personal data leakage involving 5 million AirAsia passengers and staff reportedly compromised by hacker group known as Daisin. Its Minister Fahmi Fazil said the ministry's investigation team, consisting of the Personal Data Protection Department and Cybersecurity Malaysia (CSM), had on December 1st initiated an investigation into the matter by holding discussions with Capital A Management, AirAsia's parent company. In a statement on Saturday, Fahmi added that preliminary investigations found a cyber attack on the airline's server system had occurred on November 12, 2022, resulting in a ransomware attack, potentially exposing data. He also said that the company has been instructed to submit evidentiary documents and computerized data evidence related to this investigation. He also urged all data users to monitor and improve cybersecurity aspects from time to time to prevent unauthorized intrusion by irresponsible parties. On November 23rd, a news portal reported that Daisin had stolen the data from the airline on November 11th and 12th this year. It was believed that the compromised data included full names of passengers, booking ID, and employee information with photos. Assistance for women, especially to empower the economy through business, will be given in a targeted manner to ensure that it benefits the group involved. Women, Family and Community Development Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri said the government has provided various aid to women, especially for the purchase of equipment to start their business. However, she said that due to certain circumstances, some of the assistance provided did not meet the needs of the group.
We have to be very selective dari segi membahagikan mana yang kita nak bagi bantuan untuk perniagaan, untuk memperkasakan dari segi ekonomi, ya. Dan we have to keep continuing bantu dari segi memberi maklumat melalui training, ya.
Datuk Sri Nancy said this to the media after opening the post-15th General Election GE15 Women's Political Leadership Forum in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday. She pointed out that the government needed to look into the matter comprehensively, as the aid recipient would be in a difficult situation if she does not have the knowledge to convince and empower herself. On another matter, Datuk Sri Nancy thanked Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim for appointing women to hold important portfolios in the government, such as Minister of Education, Minister of Health, Minister of Youth and Sports, and Minister of Law and Institutional Reform. She added that these were vital strategic positions to address a number of issues involving women, such as keeping girls in school, providing healthcare and support systems for women and family, as well as getting young women involved in activism and volunteerism. The Health Ministry will re-examine all its SICK projects involving various public amenities and facilities, including construction of hospitals. Its Minister, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, said a pragmatic reassessment is needed to be done more closely before deciding on any form of action.
Saya kena tengok dia sakit tu kat mana. Doktor ni biasalah. Kalau nak tengok sakit tu dia kena tengok satu persatu apa simptom dia, apa orang kata aduan dia, dan baru kita boleh akhirnya mengatasilah masalah itu. Dia bukan kita kata sakit dan tapi kita kena tengok in detail the diagnosis apa dia, dan baru kita buat sesuatu lah. Dia tidak semudah macam itulah.
Dr. Zaliha said this to the media at the Segamat Hospital in Johor on Saturday during her first work visit after being appointed to the cabinet. She also said such study would allow her ministry to determine the best approach to resolve the issues involving the SICK projects. Previously, the ministry had identified 13 SICK projects nationwide due to delay in completion. Meanwhile, Dr. Zaliha, who is also a Sekijang Member of Parliament, also stopped by the 90.5 million ringgit project for a new block at the Segamat Hospital, which is expected to start operations next year. With the facilities at the new building, the hospital will be able to expand its services and cater to about 223,000 people in the district. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look at Roda Rico, the largest Ferris wheel in Latin America, measuring 91 meters in height, which officially opened to the public on Saturday in Sao Paulo, Brazil. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for watching and stay safe.